Thank you, Amy and Dylan and Josh. That was excellent. I'm a little biased. Those are my kids. Except for Josh in the back. But he does have a very nice beard. We were talking about it earlier. So I'm Angie Serrano. You guys have a seat. I'm the area coordinator for Moms in Prayer here in San Diego. And I have the amazing privilege of meeting women out in the community that are phenomenal. I meet moms and aunts and grandmas that pray for their kids. Some of them are lawyers and doctors. And what else? I've met an author, and we have someone here who's a news anchor. But these women carve an hour out of their busy schedule every week to get together to pray for their children and their schools. So I would like to introduce Monica Dean to you. She's a news anchor for NBC7. She is a 3-time Emmy Award-winning journalist. I can't wait to hear more about that. She co-anchors NBC's weekday 4 and 5 o'clock newscast. I tuned in, and she's very cute on there. She's fun. She's very good at what she does. She's also a prayer leader and is the leader of a Christian media women's group in San Diego. I find that very refreshing to know that there's Christian media groups out there. She is married. She has 3 children. They attend Canyon Springs Church in Scripps Ranch. Please give a warm welcome to Monica Dean.
Wow, was that music just awesome or what? And God is so good, because that was like probably the top playlist of mine right now. Every one of those songs, I was just singing it out. And Ashley, my daughter, who's with me today, turns to me and goes, "Mom, we sang all those songs at camp last week." Praise God, right? Oh, it's great. Let me get situated here. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you on a Saturday in beautiful San Diego. It is so encouraging to see how many of you showed up to take the time to be here tonight. Let's give you a round of applause for that. Okay, let's see. And I'm going to get the power. There we go. This is like I'm working the technology all at once. You know, we keep condensing at the studio where we have to do more things now because technology is replacing jobs. So this is good. I've got a remote control up here. I've got my phone. You know, we're all set. It is really great to be here. In fact, it's a blessing for me to be here to speak to you all tonight. There's a good chance that you've seen me here on NBC7 News at 4 and 5 p.m. But in today's news climate, there could be a better chance that you've even gotten to know me here, online. Because the way people are consuming news is different than ever before. I'm sure you've noticed. It's right at your fingertips. It's right here, in an instant. I'll know breaking news if it happens during the speech. So 3 years ago, the number of people watching NBC7, our digital content, actually surpassed the number of traditional TV viewers. It's become that significant and powerful online. And nearly 80% of our digital viewers are seeing the content right here on their mobile devices. Raise your hand if you check the news on your phone, right? You're in the majority. I'm in a business that's caught up in self-image and self-promotion. Put yourself first. We actually have a social media manager who strategizes about when and what we should consider posting about ourselves so that we can gain the most viewers online. In fact, where I work, our value is often measured by the success of the number of likes or friends or comments, and they send out an email to the entire staff and laud those people weekly. We have a style consultant that tells us what to wear, tells me how to look, definitely tells me what not to wear. And it's exacerbated by her British accent, so it's all more dramatic. Oh, don't ever wear that again. So she comes in and she tells me, she goes through the word of, oh, yes, no, definitely no. A few of those still sneak in there, by the way. It's competitive, though. It's a competitive industry. We're constantly comparing ourselves to our competition. Or we're meeting with consultants. We have a whole parade of consultants that come through the newsroom. Try this way, try this that way, to be successful, to gain more viewers, to seek more accolade from our viewership. But as a mother and a wife and a pet owner and a homeowner, don't you think to some degree we're all caught up in that competition when we get sucked into the wormhole of social media? What are they doing? What do they have? I gotta log on and see who's doing what. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, I wish I had that. There's pressure to have it all, and social media becomes this driving force in a scramble for more. I mean, clearly, I am on a number of different platforms, and part of it is a requirement for work. And now I have to have a personal page and a professional page. It'll drive me crazy. Analytics firm Flurry actually says that people in the U.S. are now spending up to 5 hours a day on their mobile devices. 5 hours, people. Some reports say the average person will spend nearly 2 hours on social media every day. And that's the average person. When you look at the younger demographic, the teenagers or the young adults, up to 5 hours on social media, looking at what other people have, posting about what's good or what's not, or their emotional roller coaster throughout the day. That translates to 5 years and 4 months spent over a lifetime if you're just spending 2 hours a day on social media. Are we too busy looking at what others have, our competition, that we have been forgetful to be grateful for what we have? Are we recognizing God's hand at work in our own lives to give Him the praise? Are we seeking Him first, or are we simply too distracted? I know we got a lot of distractions, from electronics to kids. There's a lot of distractions. Well, I have a challenge for you here tonight. What if you prayed as much as you looked at your smartphone? If you spent as much time, even a fraction of the time, seeking God and asking Him to intervene in the lives of your families, your children, your schools, as you spent on social media. Just a fraction of that time. Imagine what might be possible. Because you see, the way I got to be a Moms in Prayer leader, now the working moms liaison for Moms in Prayer, the reason I've been blessed with the platform to help connect other Christian women in the media, and frankly, really, the blessing to be here tonight as your speaker all comes from answered prayer. I'll explain in a minute. Those answered prayers have led me to my mission field, and this is it. Or this is part of it. I know God has me on a mission to connect people of faith in my community and at work, to boldly invite them into fellowship and prayer, and to encourage them and to love them and to give back and remind them that we serve a God who is infinitely capable.
Amen.
We serve a God who wants us to be seeking Him first. Not all this. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. Matthew 7:7. You can find this theme all over God's Word. It is there. Seek, seek, seek. But the concept, if you think about it, is really counterculture. If we're not putting God first, if we're not taking time to seek Him, to consult Him, to read His Word, to pray, we could spend a long time knocking. Trust me, I have lived that story as an overwhelmed working mother with a career, struggling to be a wife and a mom and trying to have it all, and ultimately ending up depleted by striving to do it all in my own strength. Okay, so let me explain. When I was hired with NBC here in San Diego back in 2004, I just knew it was only going to be a matter of time before I would surely be promoted from that freelance field reporter, the job I was hired to do, to the main news anchor, position of news anchor, eye on the prize. I mean, I really thought, I was coming from Bakersfield, I had been at the CBS affiliate in Bakersfield, and I was the main news anchor there, so I thought, hey, I am qualified. I just gotta get my foot in the door, and well, it'll just be a matter of time, and I'm gonna be the news anchor. I felt entitled, I felt I deserved it. I'd worked really hard. Maybe I had a little bit of a pride issue at that point in my life. But just getting to San Diego was an answer of prayers, years of prayers, in fact, and sacrifice. So I was here, so I was like, Lord, I'm here, I am ready. News anchor position, here I come, NBC. And then I thought, okay, if I worked hard, it's just gonna be, I just have to wait for the opportunity, because the news director said, there's not a lot of movement, those positions don't really come up that often. Be patient, we'll have to see, So I thought, okay, as soon as one of those positions opens up, it's gotta be me. So then one did. And I went to the news director's office, and I put together this resume tape of some of my news anchor stuff in Bakersfield, and some of the stuff I had done already at NBC, and I had this proposal. I'm really organized with, the presentation, the proposal, why I was gonna be the best candidate for the job. And his response was, we're going in a different direction. Okay. Well, little did I know, over the next several years, I would hear that phrase, we are going in a different direction, time and time and time again. In fact, I was passed over for that anchor job, at least 4 times. I was disappointed. And I'm very goal-oriented, so I was like, Lord, I thought this was the plan. You'd placed this on my heart. What is the deal? Okay, my husband Kevin and I knew we wanted a family, so we're like, you know what? This isn't working out here. Let's go for the family plan. That was really a priority too. But we're like, okay, maybe God will make a way in that department. Okay, so welcome to parenthood, right? I had one child, then I had another child, and I'm sure as many of you can relate, the demands of being a working mommy were exhausting. Trying to juggle the kids' needs, the activities, the doctor's appointments, the scouts, the sports, all the appointments, and this career that was rapidly evolving at this time. So people were consuming news in new ways than ever before, faster than ever before. They wanted information as soon as the story broke, which as a journalist makes me really nervous too, because that's when our credibility and accuracy has a chance to make a mistake. But they were, send it out, tweet it out, we gotta get the story out, file your online report, we're gonna send you here, no, now we're sending you here because people want breaking news. So work was chaotic, home was chaotic, and the reality was that I was breaking. Breaking news, I'm breaking. I was desperate for some peace and joy. For 5 years, and I don't know if Ashley remembers this, she's in the audience tonight, I woke up at 2 in the morning to get to work by 3 in the morning to be sent to whatever story broke overnight. So when the news started at 4:30 a.m., I'd be at the house fire or the homicide or whatever had happened for that brief time that I was asleep with 2 babies. No one's sleeping, right? So whatever the news of the day happened to be, I was there. I still had to look good on air, so I had that style consultant to report to because she was watching. So, I'd get the cup of coffee early in the morning, I'd put on the makeup in the dark, in a live truck, in, who knows where in San Diego with my photographer. I'd interview the officials or the witnesses in the dark, sorry, you're awake at this hour, can you just please tell me what happened? It was this over-scheduled balancing act of mommy and reporter, and boy did I have it scheduled. So, at the time, I was still nursing young babies, well, one and then the second one, so I can recall a time when we were at a homicide scene, and I'm in the live truck, and it was time to pump, because that was part of the schedule, right? I mean, maybe this is TMI here, but it's the reality of motherhood. So, I booted the photographer, and I said, I gotta hook up this thing, I'm really sorry. And so I'm pumping milk for my baby to keep the schedule going, and I'm looking outside, and these homicide investigators are casing the scene. It's when you have one of these moments, and you go, this is my life, wow. Okay, Lord, let's keep the schedule going. So, after my morning shift, I'd then race home to relieve the nanny who helped us in the morning, and then I'd spend the day being mommy to my kids. It was exhausting for me and, frankly, for everyone. Busy quickly turned into overwhelmed, and then the struggle of trying to do all things at once it was becoming clear that God was trying to show me how greatly I needed Him. See, I'd always been a Christian. My mom's here with me tonight, too. And we used to sing in church together. I was raised a Christian. But was I really seeking God? Was I spending time in prayer? By the grace of God, my news director let me go to a part-time status around this time. And that meant that I would still get up at 2 and go to work by 3, but then when the morning news ended, I could go straight home rather than staying to do a second story for the afternoon news. So that was probably the only way I survived a very nauseous third pregnancy. You can imagine morning sickness at 2 in the morning is like worse than, because it's all day sickness, let's be honest about that, right? And that was horrendous. My photographer got very comfortable with my with my quivering chin. But we made it through. I was like, it was a blessing. God had opened a door for me to go part-time. I was 5 days a week, but it was a shorter day. So during this time in my life, I started drawing closer to other Christian women in the business, and we studied the Bible together. These women inspired me to grow closer to God. They taught me how to really seek, and they encouraged me to pray. I really needed the peace and the direction and the joy. But trying to hear God's whisper in the midst of the noise of my busy life was like trying to hear someone whisper a password in the middle of a rock concert. Is it any wonder we're not regularly hearing from God? Our minds are always plugged in. Think about that. I started a Bible study. It was a Beth Moore series. Has anyone done Beth Moore? Love Beth Moore. It was called Believing God. And if you haven't done a Beth Moore Bible study, I would highly recommend it because her passion for her faith is just contagious. This particular study challenged me to live with a newfound active faith, where I wasn't just believing God exists, but I was believing in God. I was believing that God is who He says He is, that God can do what He says He can do, that I am who God says I am, who God says I am, not who my station says I am, not who the viewing public says I am, that I can do all things through Christ, and that God's Word is alive and active in me. So during this time, I plugged in to the Daily Audio Bible. It was a podcast. And I was listening to God's Word in the very early morning hours, driving to some of the seediest parts of San Diego to cover that homicide or house fire or whatever it was, but it set my mind in a different place. And I also found a new love for Christian music. And that surprised me, because I love music, but I always was, rocking out to the top 40 hits or whatever, but the Christian music, there's a whole world of really awesome Christian music out there. And it spoke to my soul in a way the other stuff just didn't. It felt empty. It was a new approach, putting God first. It meant I was expecting God to show up. This meant starting my day surrendering my plan to His plan. It was a big transformation. And frankly, it's a daily walk, because I'm not perfect, and I still have a lot of plans, and I still have that to-do list, but I have to reset and say, God, what is your plan today? Joyce Meyer says, when we're busy doing God's business, He'll take care of our business. I always like that. When our eyes aren't focused on ourselves, and we fix them on what is praiseworthy or glorifying to God, we're going to find far greater reward and contentment than anything this world can offer us. Okay, so then it happened. The week I went into labor with baby number 3, little baby Kelsey, NBC's main news anchor announced she was leaving. And there was that opportunity. Our station was adding a show to the lineup, a midday newscast. 2 opportunities. I thought, this is going to be my big break. But I wasn't there. I was here at home. We had just celebrated Halloween. And I had swollen ankles and a ginormous belly. And a baby that was coming any minute. So what I do, I emailed the news director with another really good list of reasons that they should pick me. Going around this mountain again. Pick me. Okay, so you know what he said to me? He responded back, okay, that's great, we're going to do a search. Why don't you put together a resume tape? A resume tape? I mean, for the first job, I'd only been there like a few months, and so that kind of made sense. I've been there 8 years. I won 2 Emmy Awards. He needed a tape? Okay. Well, a week home from the hospital, and I was jumping through hoops seeking a promotion. So really, we did that. We were there a couple days, and I came home and I made a resume tape. Even though I wasn't at the station, so I was still kind of out of sight. But I was like, by golly, I'm putting together this resume tape. And of course, I enjoyed these precious moments with our little baby. This was Ashley and Caden's first meeting with baby Kelsey. And I was praying for the situation at work. I mean, I had been really seeking the Lord, so I was like, Lord, be in this. You know, I'm going to give him my list and my tape. Go, you know, I prayed over the tape as I FedExed the DVD down to the station. But again, after all that striving and all that work, I didn't get a phone call. I didn't get an email. I waited. I'm like, okay, God, I'm waiting. I did all the stuff. So I had to follow up with my news director. He didn't call me. And his answer was disappointingly familiar. We are going in a different direction. So I was like, okay, main anchor, I get it. Okay, so what about the midday show? Yeah, so we're going in a different direction on that too. Oh, I remember hanging up the phone after that phone call because I had to get up a lot of nerve to make that phone call in the first place. So I'm like, I'm going to get an answer, and I don't know if it's going to be the one I want it to be, but I'm going to get one. So my husband saw the look on my face, and he knew that I was really disappointed. And he said, are you okay? And you know what? For the first time in 8 years, after hearing those words, I was. I had a new hope and confidence that God had a different plan for me, and that was going to be okay. Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. It wasn't my time. For some reason, God had another plan. I don't know what it was, but I had an active faith that His plan was going to be better than the one I had mapped out for myself. I started looking at other jobs. I thought, okay, maybe I am going to take a career change and do something different. I was knocking, all those doors were closing. There wasn't another station that wanted me. I had a lot of nice interviews, met a lot of nice people, but that didn't pan out. So I went back to work, kind of reluctantly after that maternity leave. It was humbling. That was rough. But I thought, okay, I'm going back with a newfound confidence in Christ. It was okay because I was trusting God's plan for me. And I was going big on the seeking. I was praying for guidance for my family's future, for our home, as well as our career, this career that my husband had so selflessly supported for so many years and wiped so many tears every time they were going in a different direction. Every time I woke up at 2, he was right there by my side. My parents were encouraging me, oh, but honey, we love to see you out in the field on the wildfire. It won me an Emmy Award, so that was cool. But about this time, I had a profound, what I call God moment. I was praying. I was seeking God. I was actually in the shower. Maybe the hashtag here should have been take more showers, right? I thought it was cool that I found this little picture. But I was in the shower, and maybe this is because I was less distracted. I didn't have my phone with me. Things were quiet for a minute. I was praying about our home and my career. And I really feel like I felt God speak to my heart. He said, I want to bless you, but you must put me first. Keep your eyes on me and put nothing before me. You can imagine, I ran out of the shower crying. I had a towel on. I told Kevin, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I just got a word from God. He said, put nothing before me, keep your eyes on me, and I'm going to bless you. I think this is for our house or our home life as well as my career. He was like, that's great. So, anyway, we proceed, and I keep going with the seeking and say no to myself, say yes to God, no to self, yes to God. It's kind of like a mantra. You got to keep going with that. When we want His way more than our way, we are blessed. And shortly after that, God made a way for us to build a new home in the Scripps Ranch community where we now live. It's a property that we just love. We love to entertain. We love to share it. It's close to our family. We're surrounded by neighbors and friends that we love. And during my eldest daughter, Ashley's first year at her new elementary school, after moving to this new home, I was invited to a Moms in Prayer group. It is so tender to hear another mother pray for your child.
Amen.
Right? This group has certainly strengthened my prayer life. So I attended that group, and we met at a home nearby, and that woman ended up moving, and I said, well, I guess I can host the prayer group. So then I started hosting the prayer group, and the prayer leader then kind of said, I don't really feel called to lead this anymore. Would you lead the prayer group? And okay, And then as it turns out, I know the communications director at Moms in Prayer, and she's recently asked me to be the Working Moms Liaison. And so, it's beautiful how God just opens doors and makes it easy like that sometimes, right? So those Christian women in media who encouraged me to earnestly seek the Lord, well, they're now part of a growing network of other Christian women in the media, and I'm blessed to help connect them as well. And we frequently gather at my home. And I can now see that God was preparing me through all of those years of waiting for a position of spiritual leadership. God doesn't waste anything. He is using those times of waiting to gently shepherd us. We were settled into our new home in the summer of 2013, and the seemingly never-ending multi-phase landscaping project was underway. And guess what? The Monday through Friday evening anchor spot opened. The gal that they hired, that the different direction that they took, was leaving. And for the first time, I didn't apply for the job. My husband said, what are you gonna do? Look, she's leaving. This is the job. I said, no, I'm gonna pray. As Charles Spurgeon puts it, prayer is the slender nerve that moves the muscle of omnipotence. Prayer, ladies, has the power to change everything. Circumstances, other people, the course of history. But are we living like we believe it? What if we move from self-confident to truly Christ-confident? I was Christ-confident this time. It took me 9 years into my NBC San Diego career to finally get it that God had it under control. And this approach was very different for me. Believe me, there was part of me inside was tape, list, Nope, I am praying. I was not going to wave the flag of self-promotion. I wasn't going to the news director with a list of reasons that I thought I should get the job. It was so uncharacteristic of me, in fact, that my news director called me into his office and he said, what's going on? Why haven't I heard from you? I said, well, I figured, if you were interested in me, you knew where I was, and we'd be having a conversation. What I really knew and what I really kind of wanted to say was, if I was supposed to be there, God was going to orchestrate the details. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans for a hope and a future. I know that scripture well, but I recently took a closer look at it, and I read on, and look what it goes on to say. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. Believe it. It's a promise. This time, I didn't have to do a thing. A few weeks later, NBC offered me the job, still part-time, so I could balance my home life with my career life. It was better than I ever could imagine. Oh, and they said, and here's a raise. Didn't even ask. I was sitting in the news director's office, thinking in my mind, well, I think this job is really worth this, and guess what? That was the number he gave me. Just like that. My colleagues and friends tease me about having the holy grail of anchor jobs because I go in early afternoon and I anchor our 4 and 5 p.m. newscast, and I usually leave at 5:30 to be home in time to fix dinner. There are some days I stay late to do vacation relief, and there's sometimes when I invest more time for special reports and things like that, but a lot of that is up to me. I give God all the praise for this answered prayer. He made something possible that I had tried in my own strength for 9 years to do and failed. I know that this is exactly where God wants me, for now. And maybe his plan will change. In fact, maybe his plan will go in a different direction. But in a business where people are concerned if they'll have a job after the next ratings period, I can find peace and rest knowing that whatever comes next is going to be exciting because it's going to be God's plan for me. God is writing my story. And it's still a power struggle sometimes between my way and God's way. And I have to remind myself of his faithfulness and his goodness. To put my way aside and seek him first. God's writing your story too. He has uniquely gifted each of us for something different and something great. So I want to encourage you, if you are stuck in a waiting, holding pattern right now, or if you feel like you have taken a dramatic detour, seek him. Pray. Get involved in a prayer group. With the Lord as our shepherd, there may be a blessing around that next corner. You could be on the verge of your breakthrough and not even know it. No, God definitely doesn't answer all the prayers exactly like we think he should. Or when he should. But it's for our best interest. I mean, honestly, I thought God should have answered my prayer for that NBC News anchor position like years ago. How about through a nauseous pregnancy? That would have been nice, right? But now I see that this time was preparing me and my heart so that when the time came, I could truly recognize that this was not of my doing. God deserved the praise. As a mother, I know I am called to pass on my faith to my children. And I can think of no greater gift for my kids to inherit than knowing that they can walk closely with the Lord. Ashley, you can cast your cares upon him. You can ask him to answer your prayers. You can consult him for wisdom, be led by his peace, and claim the peace, joy, and prosperity he wants us all to have. One of the most compelling ways to teach our kids about the power of prayer is to point out what God has done in your life. And this is the first time Ashley's hearing me speak like this. I mean, we talk about things at home, right? We pray at home and do things, but as I was writing this, I thought, she needs to be here to hear this. My testimony, God's story in my life. In Moms in Prayer, we witnessed as a group answered prayer. You've seen it, right? Those of you who are part of a group. I know it can be uncomfortable for some to pray out loud, and that's something I hear a lot as a group leader. People are intimidated or afraid to pray out loud. Well, I want to encourage you that even just your presence at a Moms in Prayer group is impactful. You don't have to say a thing. You just show up and be there. You give us a prayer list and we will pray. Seeking God on behalf of our family and schools is time well spent. Think of what God can accomplish in an hour of heartfelt prayer. Far more than anything which we are capable of in our own strength. If you're weighing your volunteer time, get yourself to a prayer group because that's going to be impactful. Typically at Moms in Prayer, I choose one of my 3 kids to pray for each time we pray. And the kids are always so excited, like, Mom, did you pray for me today? You know, they love hearing that they were the subject of our prayer meeting. The psalmist says, we will tell the next generation the praiseworthy deeds of the Lord, his power and the wonders he has done, to teach their children, so that the next generation would know them and they in turn would tell their children and they would put their trust in God. Your mission field is right where you're planted. Your home, your children, your community, your work. Think about everyone who's watching you. How many friends viewed that post? Are you crafting a social stream that keeps up with the Joneses or that gives God the praise? When you pick up your phone, when you compose that next Facebook post, will you remember to pray? And when God shows up, will you share that answered prayer with others? In the busyness of life, be still. Pray and listen for the whisper of the Lord's good plan for you. He wants us to walk closely with him, to experience his presence in our lives. And God, he is answering prayers. He is connecting people. He's stirring up hearts. He's calling you. The question is, will you answer the call? 1 Chronicles 16:18. Give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name, make known among the nations what he has done. Seek him first and give him the praise. In Jesus' name, I am grateful.